Life is a journey, and we face many ups and downs from time to time. For the well being of our overall health, yoga is something that feels our body and soul. It is a spiritual practice which reveals us of many health ailments physically. Exercise in any form strengthens our body and also sharpen our intellect and steady our emotions. Hello everyone, I'm your host Purnima Shah and I am here in Mumbai. This is called Patwardhan Garden. As you can see the ambience behind, it's so beautiful, and this garden is like a lot of people come here and practice yoga, and we are here today on my channel. I would like to introduce to you a yoga practitioner, and she is here to discuss on yoga. And I'm pleased to introduce and welcome Bina Shah, who is a renowned yoga practitioner in Mumbai, India. Welcome to the show, Bina. So, Bina, give us a little bit background of yourself. Tell us what you do and give us a brief background.
Thank you for inviting me on your show, Purnima. I have done my bachelor's in philosophy from Mitabai College, and thereafter I've done my teacher's training pre-primary for pre-primary children. So I was teaching in a school earlier, Purnima.
Okay, so since when and how long have you been practicing yoga?
So my journey started a little bit this way. Like my sister and my aunt were going to yoga classes near our house, but they were not very satisfied and happy about the classes. It's then I decided that why not do the teacher's training course when I was in college. So this was so that I get a glimpse of the benefits of the postures, breathing techniques, and I had not even dreamt that I'll do yoga at that time. So I just was very conscious of my health and I did my teacher's training course in 1988. But I started teaching in 1998. So it's been like 25 years since I've been practicing now.
Excellent. That's wonderful. Great news. And we're so happy to know what your training has been through. So, if you can give us an insight of your personal experience practicing yoga.
Yeah, there are innumerable benefits. Right now, I can't pinpoint, but there are so many. Mentally, there is more alertness, more focus, and in most of the situations, I'm able to handle the situations with a lot of mental balance, with a lot of ease emotionally, rather than getting upset, which I would have been had I not been into the practice of yoga.
Okay.
So it's an overall development, physically, mentally, emotionally.
Right.
It's been very very satisfying. I think I'm blessed to be in this profession.
Oh, wonderful. That's excellent. So, could you give us a brief meaning of yoga?
Yeah.
What yoga means?
Yeah.
The term yoga.
The term yoga means it connects the mind, the body, and the spirit. Okay, together.
So it's mind, body, and soul.
Soul, mind, body, and soul. Together.
Right. Okay. And what is the full meaning of yoga? If you could tell us something about the meaning of yoga to our viewers.
Yeah, the meaning of yoga is always you means unite,
Unite. Okay.
to unite. So it's connecting the mind and body, which will in turn bring you a lot of mental strength, physical strength, a lot of balance, flexibility.
Right.
Yeah. So
That's what yoga actually means for
yoga actually
general.
means.
You see, we are laymen; we do not know what yoga
Correct,
means.
correct,
So,
correct.
for a general viewer,
Right.
they can get an insight of what yoga means, right?
Right.
So wonderful. And if you could tell us from where did yoga originate?
Yoga originated in India.
It's
It's-
an original yoga
Yes.
from India.
From India. It's from almost 5,000 years, more than 5,000 years.
Okay, and who? Probably, if you could tell us who is the founder of yoga.
Sage Patanjali, Maharshi Patanjali was the founder of
He was the
yoga.
founder of
Yeah.
yoga. And you're saying it's like almost 5,000 years ago. So,
Right.
how and where were they practicing those days yoga? In ancient time, like 5,000 years ago, was like a many
The-
years back. So,
Right.
do you think they had specific area or space of practicing
So
yoga?
these yogis used to practice in the Himalayas,
Right.
in
So
the
it's
natural
more
environment.
silent place,
Yes, yes.
isolated area.
Isolated area, doing their sadhana, and getting the benefits of being in nature and plus doing the yoga.
Right. And do you think there's any specific age that somebody should actually look into to start yoga?
Yoga can be done by any age group of people,
Right.
but ideally, if you want to start with children, they can start from 8 years of age.
So
But
8 years is
it's
good
the
enough.
ideal age, yeah.
You think a 5-year-old child can also?
Of course,
They can?
They can. Even a 5-year-old can. Only that it will be very playful, yeah. Even a
Yeah,
5-year-old
they can
can.
enjoy.
Of
It's
course,
more
of
like
course.
exercise
Yes,
and
yes,
things
yes.
like that.
They
right?
are
For
doing
them,
yoga
it's
all
more
the time.
exciting. And what about the senior citizens? Do you think?
It will be very, very beneficial if senior citizens do it so that they maintain their flexibility, and as we grow up, we lose balance.
Right.
So there are certain balancing postures which are very easy, and I would recommend the senior citizens, especially to do the yoga.
Okay.
It's very
And
beneficial.
is there any specific age for senior citizens?
There is no age. You can
There's
even
no
do at
age
70,
limit,
you can
so-
do at 75, you can do
So I
at 80.
believe everyone, I hope you have heard what Tina has to say. There's no specific age. You can practice yoga at any age, whether it's a 5-year or an 8-year-old child, or whether it's a 90-year-old or a 95-year-old, as long as your flexibility is there and you can practice yoga. And I'm sure that you all will be inspired to practice yoga. So, if you could tell us the benefits of practicing regular yoga. You see, what happens, some people might say, oh, we've done yoga, we've been doing yoga, but we're not seeing benefits, right?
Right.
And if you say you've done for a couple of days and you don't see results,
Right.
so what would you recommend people to be practicing regularly?
There has to be a consistent practice of yoga, at least a minimum of 3 days in a week, if not every day.
Three times a week.
Minimum, that's the minimum. And at least if you do it continuously from 6 months to a year, that is when you will see the overall benefits in your health at the physical level, at the mental level, emotional level. Yes,
Right.
you may just do it yoga for a month and you may see the result, but it will not be long lasting.
Right.
If you want yourself to be healthy and if you want to avoid running to the doctors, I would recommend each and every one to start at any age, but to start yoga and to be consistent in yoga.
So definitely consistent practice, regular practice, day to day, minimum 3 times a week. You must practice, whether it's a year, whether it's 2 years, or you continue doing it regularly. You'll definitely see results, and that's a recommendation given to us by our speaker today. So let's follow her instructions, and I'm sure you'll have results in your well-being of your overall health. So, if you could tell our audience, a lot of our public, general public, are concerned about weight. In
Right.
today's life, we see a lot of people having a weight problem. So, do you think practicing yoga would make a difference in their weight management?
Yes, definitely, Purnima. Along with yoga, if they can also follow a diet plan,
Diet
they
plan,
will see
right?
a very good result. It's not only yoga, but also certain eating habits, not having much of fast food, and any form of exercise, but yoga especially because you're inculcating even the breathing techniques along with that,
Right.
and you're doing different postures like Surya Namaskar. If it's done consistently, you will see the change in your weight also.
Absolutely. So again, constant practice.
Consistent practice.
Be consistent,
Yeah.
right? Don't give up,
Don't give up. Don't give
and you will definitely see
up.
results.
See the results.
Absolutely, that's wonderful. So, with the current lifestyle
Right.
that we see people, whether it's India, Australia, Kenya, any part of the world, it's a common factor in everybody's life.
Right.
They go through a lot of stress, anxiety, and I think a lot of people do suffer from depression as well.
Yes.
So what
Especially nowadays.
Yes, because I think the lifestyle is such, and then I think they're not able to digest. Probably
There's a lot of work pressure.
work
also, right
pressure,
now.
I believe so. And so, what would you recommend people to relax, or some kind of asanas that you would recommend for kind of de-stressing or for relaxation? What would you advise?
See, Purnima, there are many breathing practices, very simple practice which anyone could do at any time would be to observe their breathing.
Breathing, right?
Wherever they are, whether they are sitting in a car, they are traveling by flight,
Right.
if there is enough space and they can sit peacefully with eyes closed, if they just watch their breathing for 2 minutes, immediately the mental chatter comes down.
So you need to calm down. That's
Yes.
what you're trying to tell us?
That will calm down the mind.
Right.
Yeah, that will calm down the mind. So stress is taken care of, but again, it has to be done every day.
Right.
And then there are certain relaxation techniques like Shavasana
Right.
or Nishpan Bhav. If done, they will see the results. But they
Okay.
have to inculcate this throughout their daily activities. They have to remove some 10 minutes of theirs and do these relaxation practices.
Right. And this helps in also cardiovascular,
Yes.
diabetes,
Definitely.
these normal common blood pressure. A lot of people experience these
Yes,
kind
yes,
of
definitely. For
problems
blood
in their
pressure,
life.
it's the ideal breathing technique to observe the breathing,
Uh-huh.
to do simple pranayam like Brahmi pranayam,
Right.
which will, create a pattern in the brain waves
Right.
to relax the brain. And there are certain asanas which can be done for diabetes or for lower back pain, which we will definitely
Oh,
demonstrate later
Could
on.
you demonstrate some of the asanas so that our viewers can get a gist of what
Sure,
you're talking about? Some simple asanas that actually would help in their day-to-day life.
Of course, of course. We
And
will call
so at this point, friends, we have Beena Shah's very old, I don't mean by age, but I mean by many years she's been practicing yoga with Beena, and she's her student. So let's welcome Asha Shah, and she's been practicing with Beena for a very long time. Welcome, Asha.
welcome,
You
Asha.
are-
Thank you.
Come, have a seat, and we'll.
Just have a seat. Wait
So-
on the camera.
So Asha is here. She's a student of Beena, and I believe she is going to show us some of the asanas that Beena is going to actually show what will benefit by very many people. So here they're organizing the place, and oh no. Okay, so here. So Asha is a very senior citizen, and we are proud to have her on the show. Asha, we are very proud to have you. Welcome on the show, and I hope you can see us well.
Yes.
So, okay, so Beena, tell us what you're going to demonstrate.
So
You can sit there with her.
Yeah. So here she is doing the simple posture of Sukhasana, sitting on the bench, doing Sukhasana. Especially we are making it do on the bench so that the senior citizens will know that they can do it in the same manner with the eyes closed and observing the breathing at least for a minute. Close your eyes, Asha. Body completely relaxed, both the hands on the knees, eyes closed, and you have to just observe the simple inhalation and exhalation of the breath. should be no extra effort, just simple rhythmic breathing.
It's rhythmic breathing. She's got her eyes closed. She's got her hands on her knees. She's totally relaxed and she's sitting in an upright position. And it's deep breathing that she is actually going to be practicing for a couple of minutes. Bina, you can tell
Yes,
us how
just
long
for-
one should
just
practice?
For 2 minutes to observe the breathing.
And they should be done on daily basis.
Yes, if it's done on a
And
daily
for how many
basis,
minutes one should practice?
one can start with 2 minutes and can gradually increase to 5 minutes, 7 minutes. It depends on how long they can sit.
Okay.
But minimum of 2 minutes every day to
Right.
start off with.
Okay.
And then we will demonstrate the first asana, which is known as Hasta Padasana. Hasta is the hand and Pada is the leg.
Okay.
So in this asana, you're bending forward. You're bending forward where there is a compression of the digestive system. So when the digestive system gets activated, so your pancreas, your liver, your stomach, all the organs are activated. Okay? So let us stand Asha. Asha will demonstrate the Hastapadasana. While you're inhaling, you stretch up the hands upwards towards the sky.
Breathe in.
Breathe in. And on exhaling, she will slowly bend forward towards the floor, releasing the breath completely. Let the hands be close to the ears. You can stay here with normal breathing like for 5 to 10 seconds. We'll give a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Hands close to the ears. Inhaling, slowly stretch the hands up towards the sky. And on exhalation, getting the hands down. That is Hastapada Asana. You can sit down Asha. One can do this for at least 3 to 5 times. So there is enough compression of the digestive system. The whole spine is getting stretched. There is more circulation to the head. This one simple asana, and there are lots of benefits. Automatically, when you're bending forward, there is a compression which activates all your internal organs. So now we will take the next asana, which is sitting, known as Parvatasana or the mountain posture. Okay. In Parvatasana, both the hands are close to the body, the back straight, the spine aligned. Focusing at any one point. Now, while inhaling, she's stretching both the hands up, interlocking the fingers, palms facing upwards, and stretching the whole spine up towards the sky. She'll stay here with normal breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On exhalation, slowly letting the hands down. This may look a very simple asana, but when you're doing Parvatasana, you're stretching your arms, you're stretching your spine, you're stretching your whole vertebral column. Even the lungs are getting expanded. So the oxygen is reaching each and every part of your body and even on the spine. Most important asana, and it keeps the spine very, very healthy because it stretches the spine. Very good also for those who are sitting for long hours on the laptop or who are on a desk job. Okay? Let us demonstrate one more lying down asana, which is known as Bhujangasana or the Cobra posture. Come on. So this is one of in Bhujangasana, you are lying down on the stomach with the hands close to the chest, face resting on the chin, heels are close together. Okay. This is a starting position. And as she is inhaling, she will take the head, neck, shoulders upwards towards the sky. Stay there with normal breathing for 5 to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On exhalation, going down and relax in Makarasana. So we'll also show you a relaxation technique where after doing the Bhujang or the Cobra posture, one can relax in Makarasana, also known as the crocodile posture. You can lie down in this posture for a minute or two. Bhujang Asana also can be done, or rather I would say should be done at least for 5 minutes. The best asana for the healthy spine, for lower back pain. Also, it will help in cervical spondylitis. And Makarasana is a relaxation technique. So, even if you are back home after a day's work, if you come and relax in Makarasana, it will release all the stress of the body. Now, what we will do is, we will do a breathing technique and a meditation after the
You're going to
relaxation.
incorporate yoga and meditation, right? You're going
Right.
to connect what is meditation and yoga is what
Right.
you're going to incorporate together, right?
Right, right.
So now,
So now after all these yoga postures, the physical postures, the body is ready to sit for a longer time in meditation.
right,
So what we will do is first we will take the meditation where you're focusing on your breath. Both the hands on the knees, eyes closed. And also along with this is also a meditation technique where the mental chatter comes down because there's enough of physical activity given to the body. So automatically the thoughts come down. Now we will take a breathing technique known as Bhramari Pranayama. Okay? So placing both the little fingers in the ears. Once you are inhaling, on exhalation you can remove the sound from the throat of the honeybee. Once more, breathe it out. Place both the hands on the knees, close the eyes. Now, after this breathing and relaxation technique, we will rub both the hands, the palms together. We have already gathered a lot of energy. So we take that energy back into the body, place the palms on the eyelids without much pressure.
so this is creating body energy.
Body
right?
energy, yes. And slowly release the hand. Place both the hands on the knees. So thank you so much, Asha. for being
Thank
here.
you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for being here with us,
Thank
and
you.
thank you for your demos. So, Bina, like just to get to know, like what is the best time that we can practice yoga?
Ideally, morning is the best time, but if one is working and has got a hectic schedule, one can practice in the evening or according to their time schedule, provided they are doing yoga on an empty stomach.
Okay. And is there any specific time also after meals, before meals? Would you
Yeah.
recommend?
Before meals is better so that immediately after the yoga session, they can have their lunch.
Okay.
They can have their lunch or the dinner.
Right.
Okay, and if they have had breakfast, then at least to keep a 2-hour gap. If it's a meal, if it's a lunch, a 3.5 hour gap before doing any yoga session.
So you mean to say like we practice yoga after 2 hours of meal, lunch or dinner?
2 hours of breakfast. If it's a lunch or dinner, at least 3.5 hours.
So 3 hours to
Right.
3.5 hours after
Right.
lunch and dinner.
Yeah, so
you
the
can
body
practice.
is empty. Right?
Yeah, the stomach should be empty,
Stomach
right?
should be empty.
And breakfast ideally should be about 2 hours
At least 2
before
hours.
breakfast.
Yeah, before. If you're doing the yoga session before the breakfast, you can immediately have the breakfast later on.
Oh, that's wonderful. And what about the attire? What kind of clothes you should be wearing?
Clothes have to be loose and comfortable. So you can stretch your body. It should not be any restriction.
Should
on
not
the
be like
clothes.
sticking tight. So
Right.
ideally comfortable clothes.
Comfortable loose clothes.
And what should be the time interval of yoga and meditation, or it can just be done at the same
It
time?
can be done simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
At the same time. Once you are done with the asanas, you can take the meditation.
So
After that.
meditation can be incorporated
Incorporated
with.
along with the
Can you
yoga.
also just do only meditation for relaxation?
Yes, one can.
One can?
Definitely, definitely.
Okay. And say if I would like to learn yoga,
Right.
do I need to go through a class, a yoga class, and learn through with a tutor or a trainer? Or can we learn through a video or a book? What would be your advice?
Definitely better if you go to a class, because you will be doing it under the guidance of the teacher.
Yes.
Whereas with a book or a video, there will be no one to correct you if you're not doing certain postures right.
Right. So your recommendation is when you're starting to learn yoga,
Yeah.
first time, if you have never done yoga,
It's always better to do
ideally
with a yoga teacher.
with an instructor.
Instructor.
So she can guide you the right posture
Right.
and the right breathing
Breathing
technique.
techniques. True.
Am I right?
Yeah,
That's
you are
perfect.
perfect.
Okay, wonderful. And this is kind of a concern question which we have through so many people who ask, like, has yoga been scientifically proven?
Oh yes, yes, definitely. UNESCO itself has declared it as a cultural heritage of India.
Right.
And in 2015, they declared 21st June
Okay.
as the International Day of Yoga, and it is celebrated worldwide.
Okay.
And there are people doing it in thousands of groups on 21st of June.
21st of June
June.
every year
Every year,
is celebrated as
International
International Yoga Day.
Yes,
And it's done all over the world.
all over the world.
So it's
all
not
over.
specifically only in India
It's not limited to
or
India.
Indians.
No, no.
Anybody can
Anyone.
practice, right?
It's definitely anyone, because it's been proposed by UNESCO.
Okay. And is it healthier to practice yoga by yourself or in a group? Or like when you
It is more fun doing it in a group, because there's more energy doing
Yeah.
it with a lot of people.
Yes.
But if you're looking for any specific issues, health issues,
Right.
it's always best if it's done with a yoga instructor who can make you do certain physical postures and breathing techniques which will be beneficial in your ailment, if you're looking at it from that point of view. So if
Okay.
you want to be more peaceful, if you have got a high blood pressure issue, or if you have got lower back pain issue, the instructor will make you do only certain specific asanas which are related to your
Problem.
physical problems.
So actually yoga is like for overall health.
For overall
ailments.
health, definitely.
But if you have specific problem, you should practice
Under
with
the
an
guidance of a
instructor.
teacher.
Exactly. Okay, got it. And I would like to ask you, what would be your parting shot to advise our viewers? What would you like to advise, or what would you like to tell them? Your parting shot.
I would recommend each and every one to take up yoga as a daily practice for their health, to take good care of their health, so that you don't have to go to the doctors frequently. It will, if you do it for the long run, you will see the overall impact on your body, on your mind, on your emotions, and even in your relationships with everyone. So they should just take their health seriously in their hands.
So it actually opens up all the channels in the system.
In the system,
And
yes,
that
yes.
is how the oxygen level increases
Oxygen level
inside.
increases, the sharpness of the brain increases, there's more focus into
Blood
whatever
flow.
you're doing, blood flow, everything. Overall impact is fantastic.
But most importantly is to practice regularly, consistently is more emphasized,
Yes.
I'm sure.
And those
right?
who have not started, please start yoga, and then you'll see the benefits of yoga.
Okay, so Bina, I would like to sincerely extend my gratitude for being with us on the show, and in spite of your busy schedule, and you've given us your valuable
It's all
time.
my pleasure. Pleasure is all
And
mine.
giving us an insight and understanding of yoga and its benefits. So getting to know also how it can rejuvenate us, mind, body and soul.
True.
So thank you so much, and speaking to you was a pleasure, and I wish you all the best in your future.
Thank you so much, Purnima. It was my pleasure as well.
Thank you so much. Wonderful.